Hey guys, how you all doing? It's me, Kevin Studios. Hope you're all doing well. And this is a video, guys, where I'll be telling you my top 5 favorite Sonic the Hedgehog games. So yeah, pretty much all the Sonic games that I grew up with, basically my favorites out of all the games I grew up with, like the pretty much the top 5, like I said. And for each game, I'll explain obviously when the game came out, obviously when did I get it, why did I get it, and why I really enjoy the game. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. And before I carry on this video, guys, I would just like to say, this is just my opinion. It's not obviously the top 5 official favorites, best Sonic games. It's not the official one. I mean, it'll be, if you, after watching this video and see my list, guys, you'll be thinking it'll be a bit weird if it was the official list. But yeah, remember, it's my opinion. This is my top 5, not anyone else's. So if you disagree with it, then fair enough. But don't make a thing out of it. Like, I know you guys won't do that, but there are some people who misunderstand and think like, oh, why is this game so good? This game's rubbish. He's got a rubbish opinion, blah blah. So yeah, so I respect you guys' opinions. You guys respect my opinion, so that'd be great. And also, let me know in the comments below, guys, what your top 5 favorite Sonic games are. And if you want to go more in depth, let me know why as well, why you like each game and why it's so special to you. So let me know, guys. And yeah, so let's get started with this video. Okay, guys, starting off with number 5 with Sonic Rush. So yeah, this game came out on Nintendo DS way back in 2005. Like, you remember when Nintendo DS first came out in 2005, the hype about, oh, you can play on 2 screens. It was pretty much a handheld device like a Game Boy Advance SP, but you had 2 screens. People were really hyped about it. Remember the stylus where you could draw, do pico chat, all that fun stuff. But yeah, this game is special to me because it's the first Sonic game I actually got. Well, technically my brother got it because it was my brother's game and it was his DS, because my dad got my brother's DS back in 2005 and got Sonic Rush with it. But we played it and completed it together because my brother was nice enough to share it with me, but he always was nice enough like that. And so yeah, he got Sonic Rush when the DS first came out in 2005 for Christmas, I remember. And he was only very young, like only 5 years old, and so he could only really complete Zone 1. So he did struggle at the other zones really. So what I'll do is I would help him complete the other levels, and together we managed to complete the game. Like, we completed Sonic's story and Blaze's story really, and then completed the final story, quite not easily. It took us a while, but after we found out how to get Sonic's Chaos Emeralds through special stages. But yeah, it worked out well in the end. And like I said before, I remember when all the hype when the DS first came out. Like, do you guys remember that, if you were old enough back then? And but I thought Sonic Rush was the gameplay was perfect for Nintendo DS. Like, it showed off the DS's double screen capabilities quite well. Like, it showed off quite well, and it was pretty much a really good 2D side-scrolling game. And there were 2 new characters introduced. One of them was Blaze the Cat, was one of the playable characters, and the other character is Dr. Eggman Nega. And it's not enough for Blaze the Cat. She's a princess from a different dimension where she protects the Soul Emeralds, which are basically her universe's Chaos Emeralds. And Eggman Nega, also Nega, N-E-G-A, not the other way, yeah. He hails from the same universe, and he basically is that universe's Dr. Eggman. And basically, Eggman Nega stole the Soul Emeralds and teamed up with Eggman, and Blaze followed Eggman Nega to Sonic's dimension, where Eggman Nega went to meet with Eggman to stop him. And eventually Blaze met Sonic, and at first, obviously, they didn't know who they were and all that. Obviously, they didn't really team up, but then it was later on in the story where they teamed up to stop both Eggmans, because originally it was a bit feisty at first. Like, Blaze didn't really want to know Sonic, she wanted to work alone, but then she realized that teamwork was the best way to do this, so she worked with Sonic to stop Eggman Nega and Dr. Eggman. And the story was weird because Blaze would fight Dr. Eggman and Sonic would fight Eggman Nega. And so yeah, basically those 2 were the playable characters, had their own stories. Blaze had a story and Sonic had a story. And also Cream appears in it as well, Vanilla, which is Cream's mother, Amy Rose, Knuckles and Tails all make cameos in it. And basically Blaze unlocked her Soul Emerald after every boss fight with Dr. Eggman. After she beat Eggman, she'll get an emerald, whereas Sonic had to do special stages to collect the emerald, and that took me and my brother ages to figure out how the heck to get Sonic's emeralds. After completing Blaze's story, Sonic's story, we're thinking, now what? How do we get the last story? But yeah, but like once you get all the Soul and Chaos Emeralds, you unlock the final story and you battle the Eggmans with Sonic and Blaze in their super forms. Like Sonic, obviously using the Chaos Emeralds to become Super Sonic, and Blaze uses the Soul Emeralds to become Burning Blaze. It's quite a cool form. But yeah, overall about this game, it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I even played it recently too, and to be honest, I think the game's grown really well from when I was younger. You know, it still feels pretty much the same as when I first played it. You know, how I remember it from 2005. But you know, it's on this list because obviously I think it's a really good underrated 2D Sonic game, and I really like some of the characters in there. Like Blaze is a cat, it's a really cool character, and I have really fond childhood memories also of the game, which is probably why I put it on this list at number 5. But yeah, Sonic Rush. So moving on to number 4, we have Sonic Colors. So yeah, this is another one of my favorite Sonic games, and you know, pretty much this game is great. You know, it's so good. You know, like I remember when it first came out way back in 2010. I got it for Christmas in 2010, and it was actually, if you don't know this, guys, I think you do know this, but it was actually the first Sonic game without the 4Kids cast, since the 4Kids cast who've done Sonic X took over the voice acting for Sonic in the video games from pretty much Shadow the Hedgehog onwards, really. And yeah, it's the first game where 4Kids weren't in the cast anymore, apart from Mike Pollock, who stayed as Eggman, and rightly so, because he's a brilliant Eggman. And also, in my opinion, I think this game got us out of the dark age of Sonic, because you know, from Shadow the Hedgehog onwards, or people even say Sonic Heroes onwards, Sonic had some really tough and not great games, you know, including Sonic 06, Sonic Rider games. Like, I like some of the Rider games, but some people didn't like them. They counted as the dark age of Sonic, and obviously Sonic 06, like I said. And you know, like Sonic Unleashed started to get us out of that area, but also there was some some average parts of the game, particularly the Werehog stages. But then I think Sonic Colors pretty much took us out of that dark area and brought us back into good Sonic games again for a brief period. And I got this game, like I said, for Christmas back in 2010 when I was 15 years old, and I remember the hype for this game, you know, of the gameplay, and if you know, they saw how cool the wisps were and everything. And you know, because I remember the summer before, you know, when we saw all the trailers, it was, you know, the game looked so cool, and the soundtrack, the theme song, Reach for the Stars, that was a pretty good opening song for that game. And I had some really bright, colourful, no pun intended, you know, positive thoughts for this game. I thought this game was going to be really good, and it was not bad. But yeah, speaking about the plot of this game, it was basically Sonic and Tails going to Eggman's amusement park in space, because obviously just checking out what the heck Eggman is up to in space. And basically Eggman was obviously up to no good as normal, and basically he found some aliens called Wisps, and he enslaved them and used them to power his amusement park. And obviously Sonic and Tails obviously had to stop Eggman and free all the Wisps, and stop Eggman from obviously enslaving all those innocent Wisps, which was pretty much the game. It wasn't really loads to tell about the story. It was quite basic, really, but you know, it's good. Basic is good sometimes. You need the simple stuff, especially with all the crap Sonic had been going through before this game. So yeah, so you can play as only Sonic, which is a shame, because I like it when you can play as more than one character, but it's still a really good game. That doesn't really matter too much. And in my opinion, the gameplay is similar to the daytime stages of Sonic Unleashed, but obviously without the Werehog. And I think obviously the levels much more enhanced compared to Sonic Unleashed, like the daytime levels, because obviously the game came out 2 years after Sonic Unleashed, so obviously they're going to improve the daytime levels. But yeah, like I said, it's very similar to the daytime stages of Sonic, but obviously further enhanced. But obviously, you know, like I said, it's much more improved than Sonic Unleashed, but you still get a few Sonic Unleashed vibes from it, if that makes sense. So yeah, really, but that's all I'm saying about that. But you know, Sonic Unleashed is not on. I like this more than Sonic Unleashed because obviously there's no Werehog stage, and I think obviously the Werehog was kind of annoying in Sonic Unleashed, but I'm backtracking a bit. But you know, Sonic Colors being just modern Sonic, like daytime Sonic, I thought that was really cool, and that is why I really like this game. And obviously Sonic can use the Wisps to give him power-ups, which is a really cool feature, and he uses the Wisps to help him get from point A to point B in each level. And I thought this is the cool feature of the game, an attribute to have these Wisps, give these Wisps more of a purpose in the game rather than just a story, to give Sonic cool and unique abilities. So moving on to number 3, guys, with Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. You probably aren't surprised really, because you thought it was going to be on my list, because the amount of praise I've given this game. Like recently I done a Let's Play on Sonic Riders Zero Gravity on the Wii, and I was praising this game so much. Like, you could tell also when I was playing the game how much I was loving it, like how good, how much I was enjoying it. But it's just cause every time I play it again, it just reminds me when I first got the game and of how good it is and how much I really enjoy it, you know. And you know, I think the game is absolutely awesome. You know, it came out in 2008 for us in Europe, because I live in the United Kingdom. It came out February 2008. Like, I got it, I think it was February 22nd. I remember getting it because my birthday was 20 days before, the 2nd of February, and I really wanted Sonic Rise of Gravity. I thought this game looked so cool because I only got the Wii recently as well, so I wanted some new Sonic games, and I asked my dad if I can get it for my birthday. My dad was like, yeah, sure. He pre-ordered it for me, and on the 22nd of February when it came, I remember how happy I was and how much I played it. Like, I remember the first level I did, Megalo Station. It was really hard, I'll be honest with you. I struggled a bit, but then after I got past that level, I started to pick up the game again, get a bit better at it, and obviously I carried on playing it, and then here we are, you know, just still enjoying the game. And yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, pretty much, obviously, it's a sequel to the original Sonic Rise of Gravity, which came out in 2006 for Sonic's 15th anniversary. Brilliant anniversary that was, wasn't it? But yeah, and pretty much it carries on from there with a new story. Pretty much the Babylon Rogues were introduced in Sonic Riders. Jet, Storm and Wave, they're all birds, they're part of the Babylon Rogues. And Team Sonic and the Babylon Rogues have a rivalry, particularly Jet the Hawk and Sonic, dude. They have a massive rivalry, you know. And the fun fact, Jet the Hawk is voiced by Jason Griffith, and Jason Griffith also voices Sonic. So yeah, so that was pretty funny. And yeah, but it was a really good game. Like, they gave you this gravity stones, which are called Arc to the Cosmos, and there was basically the Babylon Rogues and Sonic's team were literally, which was Sonic, Tails, Amy and Knuckles, which was just literally, they were trying to collect them for each other, and what they did is give you unique gravity powers. So like when you're playing Sonic Riders of Gravity, when you're doing a turn or to drift, you can just hold the one button, turn, and Sonic or whatever character you are will be in gravity mode. And then when you see the right point to release the button, it's the right point to turn, you just release it and you go zoom in through, you know. And like, the pretty cool gravity rush as well at the end of each level, which was pretty cool. And yeah, you know, it was basically a plot about that and how the robots would react weirdly to these Arc to the Cosmos, and it would cause them to go berserk. So Sonic and the gang would also investigate that and see what Eggman's up to, because it pretty much does involve Eggman, spoiler alert. Okay, so now we're moving on to the top 2 with number 2. So basically, guys, whatever game I say here, you'll probably get a rough idea of what number 1 will be, if you know me for a long time on this channel. And basically, number 2, guys, is Sonic Adventure. Haha, but you didn't expect that. But yeah, this game is really, really good. Like, obviously, the original version of this Sonic Adventure game came out in 1998. It was the first main 3D Sonic game. And you know, obviously I never had the Dreamcast and that back in '98. I was only 3 years old back then. And you know, I actually got the Sonic Adventure DX version on the PC. Like, I got it, I think it was back in 2008. Wow, or maybe 2007. I want to say 2007. I think it was. Basically, if you live in the UK, basically there's I don't know if the shop's around now, because I think it's gone. The company's gone bust now. But there's a shop that used to sell electronics called Maplin's, and I was there with my dad one day when he was looking for something to get for his computer or laptop, I think. And I was literally just bored, you know, out of my mind, just walking around. And then I came across a shelf full of loads of PC games, and one of them caught my eye, and that was Sonic Adventure. I was like, whoa, this game looks so cool. Like, I've heard about it before. I was only 12 years old, but I've heard about it, Sonic Adventure, how good the game was through YouTube. And I used to watch Hellfire Comms and FTA back then. Good times. But yeah, you know, I really wanted that game. I managed to convince my dad to get it for me. Well, it wasn't really that much convincing, you know, because I was good all day and I deserved an award or something. I don't know, something like that. And I remember when I first installed it on my Windows Vista machine. Oh, Windows Vista, how bad that machine was. But yeah, I remember first playing it, and God, it was so fun, guys. It was a brilliant game. But like I said before, it was the first main 3D Sonic game. And basically, you don't just play as Sonic, you can play as other characters as well. You can play as Sonic, obviously, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big Cat, and E102 Gamma. So basically you can play as 5 characters, and all the characters have unique abilities, and, you know, they're all unique, you know, and they all have their different parts in the story. Like, basically goes through each part of the story through each of those characters' perspectives. So yeah, you know, that was really cool. But like, the plot of the story was pretty much Eggman released a demon, well, a god of destruction called Chaos, which is like some liquid water creature, and basically what Eggman had to do was collect emeralds for Chaos, because each Chaos Emerald Chaos consumed, he became much more powerful. So when he gets all the Chaos Emeralds, he becomes like a massive dragon demon called Perfect Chaos, you know. And obviously Sonic and the gang, well, Sonic and Tails, but the other gang the other characters have their own stories in the game that link to the final story. But yeah, Sonic and the gang, Sonic and Tails pretty much have to stop Eggman from doing this, because obviously if Chaos gets all the emeralds, he'll become invincible, you know, and everyone will be doomed. So yeah, Eggman calls him Chaos, the god of destruction. But yeah, that is pretty much a story in a nutshell. And regarding each character, they have their own unique story. Like Sonic, just typical, you know, high-paced action, you know, going from point A to point B to the goal ring, you know, and doing boss fights. It's pretty cool. And Tails, he would normally be with Sonic all the time, but there will be some parts in Sonic's story where Tails isn't there. So to find out where Tails was, or other characters that appear in Sonic's story, you have to play their story to find out their perspective of what happened to them in their story, really. So that was pretty cool. But Tails pretty much just racing Sonic in each level, and then later on racing other characters as the story went on. Then Knuckles, basically regarding him, he had treasure hunting levels, and basically regarding Eggman released Chaos by shattering the Master Emerald, and obviously the Master Emerald went scattered all over Mobius or wherever planet Sonic was on, you know, live on, I'm not too sure. And Knuckles' gameplay was literally hunting down for 3 emerald shards each level he did, and obviously he had a radar, so it'll be like hot and cold system. So like if it'll go red if you're really close to the emerald, or it'll be no color, it'll be completely blank if you're nowhere near the emerald shard. So yeah. And then regarding Amy was a bit like a slower version of Sonic. Like she was still getting from point A to point B, but obviously she wasn't getting that far. Like there was a massive robot in her story that was trying to kidnap this Flicky, that like Amy, which is a bird that Amy made friends with, and Amy had to save the Flicky from that robot. So basically each level would be Amy running away from that robot, and then yeah, it was pretty cool. I think it was cool how they incorporated Amy into it. So yeah. And Big the Cat was just fishing pretty much, you know, like his fishing levels, which are quite hard, honestly. Like, that was the main reason why I never completed the game when I was younger. Only like a couple years ago actually completed the game. Like, well, I say a couple years ago, quite a while back, like maybe like 6 or 5 years ago. But you know, that was one of the main reasons. But then when I finally got the hang of how to do his fishing levels, it was pretty cool. So basically, he had a friend called Froggy, you know, was a frog, and basically Big had to fish him out in each level because Froggy kept running away from him. So yeah, and the last character, E102 Gamma. He was an E-Series robot which was created by Eggman to obviously do his bidding, but later on Gamma actually rebelled against Eggman and became an ally to the team. Well, not really, he didn't really interact with Sonic's team much, but he became more of a hero, really. He got away from Eggman, he stopped becoming evil and tried to, you know, fight for his brothers and, you know, save the world and stop Eggman, whatever plan he was up to. And basically, you know, a tragic thing happens to him in the game, but I don't want to spoil it. I mean, I guess you guys know already, but, you know. And his rush level was just literally just the obstacles in the way, and he would use his gun to shoot through the obstacles, and he could hover as well in the air to go from point A to point B. It's pretty much that, and at the end of each level, he had a boss fight, one with those other E-Series robots who were still rogue, and no, were still on Eggman's side, and then they would battle. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and I think Gamma's levels definitely inspired the Tails and Eggman robot mech levels in Sonic Adventure 2. You know, when Tails and Eggman are in like walkers, you know, of mechs, and they would fight, and each level was them going through each stage of that. So I think this definitely was an inspiration. But yeah, overall I think this game was really good. The soundtrack, like in every Sonic game, it was spot on. The gameplay was really good. I think the quality of the game from back then, you know, was really good, you know, and the voice acting was a bit choppy now and then, the animation was, but you gotta admit it was an old game, but it done well. And I think the story was really good as well. And obviously, like I said, the gameplay, what I like that each character was all unique. They weren't just like Sonic copies, you know, they all had their unique style of gameplay, and obviously, you know, and that made them more interesting, you know, to play as. And you know, overall, you know, I think it's definitely one of my favorite games. Definitely deserves its number 2 spot in my opinion. I think it's much better than Sonic Adventure 2 in my opinion. The only thing that puts me on Sonic Adventure 2 is the emerald hunting levels and the lack of speed levels of Shadow and Sonic, which is a bit disappointing compared to this game. But yeah, you know, I think you know, Sonic Adventure, brilliant. Okay guys, the moment we've been waiting for. Some of you, this might be pretty obvious what my number 1 game is, but I'm going to say it anyway. My number 1 favorite Sonic game is Sonic Heroes. So yeah guys, I think you guys would have known that already, because the amount of time I said in my videos of how much I really love Sonic Heroes and how much I really like that game, why it's one of my favourite Sonic games. But yeah, it's number one. This game came out in 2003, but for Europe and America I think it came out in 2004, but I didn't get the game until 2007, because I'll be honest guys, I didn't really get into Sonic games until like 2007 when I was 12 years old, and that, like before that I would only know Sonic through Sonic X and Sonic Rush, other games like that. Like I actually got Shadow the Hedgehog for New Year's Eve as a Christmas present back in 2006, and then that made me want to get more Sonic games more, and then that's why I got Sonic Heroes, because I found the fact cool that you had 4 different teams and the gameplay was cool, and like you could control 3 characters at once, and I thought that was really awesome. And yeah, that's why it's I really enjoy the game, and the gameplay in my opinion is good. Like I know a lot of people have different opinions about the game, because the PS2 version was quite glitchy, but the GameCube and Xbox versions were still a bit glitchy now and then, but they weren't as bad. But I can't understand why people don't like the game and why people do like the game, like myself. I can see it from people's point of view. But yeah, I think it's a really good game, and I think it's a really sad they never made a sequel to this Sonic Heroes game. Really, it would have been cool if they made a Sonic Heroes 2 for PS4 and Xbox One. Could you imagine Nintendo Switch? Could you imagine? That would be so cool. But yeah, going to the story then. Pretty much each team had their own story, but the 4 teams were Team Sonic, which is Sonic, Tails and Knuckles; Team Dark, which was Shadow, Rouge, and E102 Omega, which was referred to Eggman. He's another one referring back to Gamma in Sonic Adventure. He's like Omega's like Gamma, an E-Series robot, but obviously he's like the final E-Series robot that Eggman made and the most powerful. And this is his first game really. And then Team Rose was Amy, Cream, and Big. And then Team Chaotix was Vector, Charmy, and Espio. And this is the first appearance of the Sonic games, Knuckles Chaotix, which came out I believe in 1995 on the Sega 32X. But yeah, each character had their own story. So pretty much Team Sonic were basically stopping Eggman's latest plan, because Eggman said in 3 days I'll conquer the world, think you can stop me? And Sonic and Tails obviously tried to defeat Eggman within those 3 days. And Team Dark, their mission, each character in Team Dark had their own purpose. Like Shadow just came back from Sonic Adventure 2, because spoiler alert, he died in Sonic Adventure 2, and he just came back now. Rouge found him in one of Eggman's old lab bases, and Shadow has amnesia and he wants to find Eggman to find out more, who can tell him more of his past. Rouge wanted to find out Eggman's secret treasure, because she's a treasure hunter and also she cares about jewels and treasure. And E102 or E123 Omega, his motive was quite dark. He wanted to kill Eggman for revenge for imprisoning him in his base for all these years, and that was pretty dark, but it's pretty funny as well if you think about it. But yeah, and Team Rose, again, all 3 of their characters have their own motives. Like Amy wanted to find Sonic, Froggy ran away has been missing from Big, so Big wanted to find Froggy, and Cheese, which is Cream's Chow, basically Cheese's cousin, or I think his cousin, Chocola, I think the name was. I think it's like pretty much a brown Chow, was missing as well. So Cream wanted to find Chocola for Cheese, really, and that is that. And Team Chaotix, basically, their motive was they're hired by a mysterious client to stop Eggman, and they're only doing it because so they can get paid well and so they can pay their bills and obviously earn some money. So that is like the most realist Sonic. That makes it so realistic, because these days we're trying to get jobs, with money and to earn money, and that is just so realistic. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like in the gameplay, each character was a different formation. Like there was, for example, Team Sonic was speed, Knuckles was power, Tails was flight, and basically you switch between each of those characters to go from point A to point B. Like if you had to develop a really high building and a level to go up to, you switch Tails to fly up there. If there were blocks in the way, you switch Knuckles to punch them out of the way. And then there was like some loops and boost pads. You obviously switch Sonic to speed character to run through it pretty much, and that's what I found really cool. Like obviously, there were some problems with it, of course, but I think Sega managed to manage that style of gameplay really well. Like I thought it worked out really well. And again, the soundtrack was amazing. The story was actually pretty good. Like when you first play the game, it's really mysterious, and then when you find out the secret twist regarding, spoiler alert, Metal Sonic, you get shocked, like, oh my god, it all makes sense now. And he appears now and then in some of the cutscenes after the Sonic and Team Sonic and Team Dark fights against the Eggabotoros. He'll be like, ultimate lifeform data successfully copied, all lifeform data successfully copied. So basically just pretty much copying all the characters' abilities so we can have all of their abilities. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, you know, it's mainly got a strong childhood feeling to this game because I've got so many fond childhood memories of this game. But you know, it's a really good game, and you know, it's multiplayer also, and there's lots of other stuff you can do as well, like you know, try and replay levels to try and get a better rank. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, and overall, you know, I think it was definitely one of my favorite Sonic games. You know, I think it's a great game. But like I said, I understand why people don't like it and why people do like it, but you know, in my opinion, it's just great. So yeah guys, that is my top 5 favorite Sonic games. What do you think of it? You know, what do you agree with in that list and what don't you agree with? Let me know in the comments below, and also tell me what your favorite what your top 5 favorite Sonic games are, or what your favorite Sonic game is and why. You know, I'd be pretty interested to hear. You know, it'd be pretty cool. Or even do your own videos, you know, I'd watch them and give it a like, and yeah, that would be really cool. But yeah guys, just want to speak out one more thing regarding, remember I said I was doing 2 videos a week from now on. Basically, obviously I've had a problem with that because I just started work like 3 weeks ago, and it's a killer, man, 9 till 5, and I'm tired each day and I haven't been motivated to do videos. So what I'm going to do after this weekend, I'll try and start doing 2 videos a week. So in the weekend, I'm going to try mainly more to work on videos to put on this channel that I can upload in the week, if that makes sense. So I'll try and do that. But you know, I know you guys are pretty cool anyway, and you don't mind whatever I do, because you guys understand obviously how busy I am and that. But yeah, but anyway guys, you know, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 my favorite Sonic games, and I'll see you guys later. So take care and bye bye.